All right, class, good afternoon. Today for language arts, we're going to start a new chapter about pronouns. So we're going to start with some basic singular and plural pronouns, okay? So we're going to start with a warm-up activity. You'll need your whiteboard for this. So we're going to read together these pair of sentences, and you're going to replace the underlined word in the first sentence to fill in the blank in the second sentence. But you need to use another word. You can't repeat the word. You choose another word that would fit in the second sentence, and then we're going to write our answers on our whiteboards, okay? All right, if everyone is ready, let's read the sentences together. Dad is a really good baker. Blank bakes bread and muffins. All right, now put in a word that would fit in that second sentence. Remember, these are a pair. They have to go together. All right, show me your work. Let's see what the correct answer is. He, right? That is one guy, right? So he bakes bread and muffins fits best. Let's try another one. Same thing. Everyone reading together? Caleb and James like playing football. Blank like to play after school. All right, fill in a word that would fit in that second sentence to replace Caleb and James. Show me your boards. Okay, a lot of us put the same thing this time. The answer is they, right? Caleb and James, two people, we would call them they, like to play after school. Great job. So those are examples of pronouns, he and they. So what is a pronoun? Well, it takes the place of a noun. For example, we could write, Homer was a famous Greek writer. Homer lived many hundreds of years ago. Nothing wrong with those sentences, though it sounds like I'm repeating myself a little. So we could also say Homer was a famous Greek writer. He lived many hundreds of years ago. So the second sentence, I changed the word Homer to he using a pronoun. And it kind of switches things up a little bit. So we're not using the same word over and over. So which sentence do you think sounds better and why? I want you to go ahead and turn to your partner when you're ready and discuss that. Which of these pair of sentences do you think sounds better and why? All right, so we'll share our thoughts with each other on that. And then we'll see what the best choice is. All right. It says using pronouns helps avoid repetition of the same word. So then the second pair would be the better one, right? It sounds better because I'm not repeating that word Homer every time I want to refer to him, right? I just did it right there. Homer, him, okay? So it helps us to avoid repeating those words over and over and over every time we want to reference that same noun, all right? So we're going to find the pronoun in this example. It says Homer wrote the Iliad and the Odyssey. They are great works of literature. See if you can find the pronoun in the sentence. And then I also want you to think, what word or words is that pronoun replacing? When you're ready, go ahead and turn to your partner and discuss that. We'll share with the class, and then we'll see what the answer is. They is replacing the Iliad and the Odyssey. So instead of repeating those two titles, the Iliad and the Odyssey, we changed it to they, meaning there's more than one of those works. So there's two types of pronouns we're going to talk about today, and this is very similar to what we learned already about nouns. So singular nouns means I only have one person, place, or thing. That's the same for a singular pronoun. It refers to one person, place, or thing. So some examples of pronouns we can use to replace a noun. I, me, mine. You, yours. It, its. He, him, his. And she, her, hers. So those are some examples of pronouns you can use to replace singular nouns. So I'm talking about one person, place, or thing. So here's an example. He is famous for writing poems of adventure. So the pronoun he is underlined here because there's one writer of those adventure poems, right? Homer, who we've been reading about so far. Plural pronouns, again, just like plural nouns, means I'm referring to more than one noun, okay? More than one person, place, or thing. Here's a chart of some examples over here. We, us, ours, you, yours, they, them, theirs. So we can use these to replace when we have more than one person, place, or thing we're talking about. So this example says, we are going to read about the adventures of Odysseus. We, how many of us are there? 12 if you count me in our class, right? So we is more than one, right? So that is a plural pronoun. Good job. So I want you to caution, be very careful. Did you happen to notice the words you and your were on both lists? These two can be very tricky. So we might want to come up with a strategy to help us here. So I can show you here, singular pronouns, it's listed, and again under plural pronouns. So I want you to think, how will we be able to tell if you and your are being used as singular or plural pronouns? What strategy could we use? Turn and talk to your partner about some ideas. All right, and then we'll share with the class and we'll kind of decide what our best option is. It says use other clue words in the sentence to help you decide whether we're talking about one noun when we say you or your, that would be singular pronoun, or if there's more than one noun, then that would be a plural, right? So we want to use other clue words in the sentence, maybe like the verb or what the sentence is about, can help you to decide which is being referred to here. All right, so we're going to practice. I want everybody to stand up. I'm going to read some example sentences to you, and you're going to use the underlined pronoun to tell me if it is singular or a plural. All right, and the way you're going to tell me is you're going to wait until I say go, and you're going to either stand or sit. All right, so we're going to stand up if we think it's a singular plural or singular pronoun, or we're going to sit down if we think it's a plural pronoun. All right, so stand for singular pronoun, sit for plural pronoun. All right, are we ready? There's a little reminder there at the top in case you forget which is which. Everyone is standing. Number one, the teacher told us about the poet Homer. Us is the underlined word. Is us singular or plural? Ready? Go. Okay, a lot of us chose plural, and that is correct. Us is more than one person, right? Awesome. Number two, with great oratory skills, he recited his poetry. He is the underlined pronoun here. Is that singular or plural? Ready? Go. All right, he is one. Everybody got that? Yes, so we're all standing here. One is singular. All right, number three, he didn't write it down because that was not the custom at the time. It. Ready? Go. Okay, and it is being used as singular here, right? It is referring to his poetry. So this one can be a little tricky. His poetry is used as one thing, one noun. So it would be a singular pronoun here. So we are standing. All right, number four. After his death, people continued to recite his stories and eventually wrote them down. Them is the underlined pronoun here. Go ahead and make your choice. Ready, go. Okay, and them is plural, right? More than one person wrote them. Number five, his stories were told long ago, yet they are still popular in modern times. So our pronoun is they. Go ahead, ready, go. And everyone is sitting. That's right, plural pronoun, more than one person. All right, number six, the teacher said she would test us on his stories. Is she singular or plural? Ready, go. Awesome, she is one, right? Singular. Number seven, to me, they are interesting stories, so the test was easy. How about me? Is me singular or plural? Awesome, it's singular. There's only one me, right? Okay, number eight. If you study, the test on Homer's stories will be a breeze. All right, you is the underlined pronoun here. Remember, that was our tricky one. So use the clues in the sentence to help you decide if this is singular or plural. Are we ready? Go ahead and make your choice. All right, the answer is singular, right? If you study, you as one person, study. You'll be able to do well on the test, right? It'll be a breeze, as it says. So you is singular in this example. All right, awesome job. So we're going to start an activity with our partners today. So you're going to be working with your partner to write paragraphs using nouns only. You're not allowed to use any pronouns in these paragraphs, okay? So you need to write a minimum of 2 paragraphs. So remember, we always do at least 5 sentences in a paragraph. So 2 5-sentence paragraphs about whatever topic you and your partner decide. You can choose the topic. All right. You're going to use a mix of singular and plural nouns. Remember, singular is how many? 1 noun, right? 1 person, place, or thing. Plural is what? 2 or more. So more than 1 person, place, or thing. So you need to make sure you include a mix of both singular and plural nouns. Remember, no pronouns can be in your paragraphs, all right? The reason for that is after everyone's finished, your group will be swapping paragraphs with another group, and then you will be editing each other's work to change the nouns into pronouns where it's appropriate, all right? So try to challenge yourselves in writing your initial paragraphs, because then it'll be a little extra challenge for the people who get your paragraphs to edit later on, all right? So challenge yourselves to write some really good sentences about the topic that you choose, all right? One additional rule I want to give you is that whichever partner decides to be the writer for your initial paragraphs here, your original paragraphs you're going to write now, then the other partner will be the writer later when you do the edited paragraph, okay? Because you'll be rewriting the other group's paragraphs with your changes, with your edits on a whole separate sheet of paper. So one of you will write now, one of you will be the writer later to help make sure everyone is doing their part, all right? Remember, you're working together for both parts of the activity. We're just going to change up who's doing the writing, okay? All right. If you have any questions about the activity, go ahead and let me know. Otherwise, you can go ahead and get started on your paragraphs.